In Okinawa, Japan, back in 1986, a young Daniel LaRusso was listening carefully to his teacher, Mr. Miyagi. The wise old man told him a story about one of his ancestors who had once gotten caught in a dangerous storm. That man was rescued by the Han family, kind people who practiced kung fu. They took him in, shared their home, and taught him their martial art. Over time, their two fighting styles, Mr. Miyagi's family's karate and the Han family's kung fu, merged into something beautiful. Two branches, one tree, Mr. Miyagi said. That story stayed with Daniel for the rest of his life. Fast forward to the present day in Beijing, China. Mr. Han, a calm and wise kung fu teacher, is leading a school filled with students. One day, his niece, Dr. Fong, comes to visit with news. She's moving to New York City for a new job, and she's taking her teenage son, Li, with her. Mr. Han is not happy. After the tragic death of Li's older brother, Bo, who was killed in a violent incident after a tournament, Mr. Han hoped to keep Li close, away from fighting. But Dr. Fong believes that moving to New York will give Li a better future. When they arrive in New York, everything feels foreign. New sounds, new smells, and new people. Curious to explore, Li wanders around the neighborhood and stumbles upon a small pizzeria. He walks in and makes a rookie mistake. He orders stuffed crust pizza, which the place doesn't serve. The owner, Victor Lipany, mocks him and nicknames him Stuffed Crust. But Victor's daughter, Mia, is kind and offers Li a regular slice of pizza. She even tells him where the nearest bodega is. That moment marks the start of a new friendship. After school one day, Li sees Mia lifting boxes outside the shop. He offers to help and Mia happily accepts. As they walk through the neighborhood, Mia suddenly tenses up when they pass a local dojo. There, her ex-boyfriend Connor Day is training with his sensei, the intimidating O'Shea. O'Shea throws a remark at Mia, reminding her that her father, Victor, still owes him money. Mia doesn't reply and keeps walking, clearly uncomfortable. That evening, Mia's scooter breaks down. Without many options, she and Li take the subway. On the train, Connor and his goons show up. Connor tries to win Mia back, but when Li steps in, Connor sucker punches him in the eye. Later, Mia apologizes to Li and explains that she only dated Connor to rebel against her father's wishes. Victor helps cover up Li's black eye, but Dr. Fong notices and reminds her son once again not to fight. Li's struggles don't end there. He starts meeting with a quiet but smart student named Alan, who tutors him in calculus. But Connor continues to bully him. One day after school, Li tries using some kung fu moves Bo had taught him. But Connor anticipates every move and beats him easily. The teachers break up the fight just as Connor challenges Li to enter the 5 Boroughs tournament. One he always wins. Later that night, Li walks past the pizzeria and sees trouble brewing. 3 of O'Shea's men are approaching with baseball bats, ready to collect money from Victor. Li steps in without thinking and fights them off using his kung fu skills. After a short but intense scuffle, the goons flee. Victor brings Li inside, grateful for the help. He tells Li that he used to be a boxer but gave it up when Mia was born. He asks Li to help him get back into shape. Li checks in with Mr. Han back in Beijing, who encourages him to train Victor. But when Mia finds out, she's upset. She thinks the fighting will only bring more problems. During one training session, Li opens up to Victor. He tells him the truth about Bo. After Bo won a tournament, the loser didn't take it well. That night, Bo was ambushed by the boy and his friends. One of them pulled a knife. Li was there, but he froze, he couldn't help. He's carried that guilt ever since. Li keeps studying with Alan. One day, they attend the San Gennaro festival together. While walking through the crowd, Li sees Mia laughing with Connor. Misunderstanding the scene, he assumes she's back with him and begins avoiding her. Soon after, Victor has a boxing match against one of O'Shea's thugs. Mia and Li attend the event. Right before the fight, Mia pulls Li aside to confront him about his behavior. He tells her he saw her with Connor and assumed they were dating again. Mia clears the air. She had met with Connor to tell him she was done with him. She confesses that she's starting to have feelings for Li. Their emotional moment is interrupted as Victor calls them over to watch the fight. In the ring, Victor puts up a good fight using techniques Li taught him. But O'Shea's thug cheats, using an elbow to injure Victor and then knocking him out cold. Victor is rushed to the hospital where Dr. Fong works. Mia begs Li to come inside, but he freezes. Memories of Bo's death cloud his mind. Mia walks away, hurt and disappointed. Meanwhile, in China, Mr. Han tries calling Li but gets no response. So he flies to New York and surprises him by breaking into his apartment and launching a surprise attack. Li and Dr. Fong are stunned but glad to see him. Mr. Han visits Victor in the hospital and hears him say he's not giving up, but considering relocating the shop to stay safe. Mr. Han tells Li it's time to face his fears and enter the tournament. He'll train him personally. But Mr. Han knows Li needs something more. So he travels to California to find Daniel LaRusso. Mr. Han tells Daniel about the connection between their masters and how he once stayed with Mr. Miyagi. He asks Daniel to help train Li with Miyagi-style karate. Daniel isn't sure, but Mr. Han believes he'll come around. Back in New York, Alan lets Li train on the rooftop garden. Mr. Han begins training Li, sharpening his kung fu. A few days later, Daniel arrives and starts teaching him the ways of Miyagi-do karate. Together, they help Li combine both fighting styles. They also come up with a strategy to outsmart Connor, who knows Li's old moves. Daniel suggests using the dragon kick again, but this time as bait. Li will dodge Connor's counter and then sweep the leg from the ground. It's risky, but it might work. Mia is still distant, but Alan helps fix that. He convinces her to visit the rooftop garden. When she gets there, she finds Li has set up a beautiful evening with lights and food. He apologizes and she forgives him. Their friendship, and maybe more, is back on track. The day of the Five Boroughs tournament finally arrives. One by one, Li and Connor defeat their opponents. But trouble follows. O'Shea's men try to sabotage Li by attacking him. Mr. Han and Daniel step in to protect him. Mr. Han also convinces Dr. Fong to attend the final match. He tells her that her presence could mean the world to her son. A week later, the final round takes place. On a rooftop, with the city skyline glowing behind them, Li and Connor face off. In the audience are Mia, Alan, Victor, and now Dr. Fong. At first, Connor dominates, landing several clean hits. But slowly, Li begins to turn the tide. He mixes both kung fu and karate, gaining momentum. The score is tied. 1 point remains. Then, Li launches into the dragon kick. Connor braces, thinking he knows what's coming. But Li fakes the move, dodges the block, and sweeps Connor's legs. Connor crashes to the ground. The crowd explodes in cheers. Li is the new champion. Connor, humiliated, tries to attack Li from behind. But Li spins around, catches his arm, and pins him to the floor. He raises his fist, then lands it beside Connor's head without striking. Connor realizes he's been beaten, not just in skill but in spirit. He bows. Everyone erupts in applause. Mia runs to Li and kisses him, while the crowd lifts him into the air like a hero. As the credits begin to roll, we see how things have changed. Victor has paid off O'Shea and opened a second pizzeria. Li sends a fresh pizza to Daniel in California, along with a thank you note. Sitting with Daniel is his old rival-turned-friend, Johnny Lawrence. Johnny jokes, "Who sends a pizza from Brooklyn to California?" Then he grins and says, "We should open our own shop, call it Miyagi-Do." Daniel just shakes his head, smiling. A new legacy has begun. 2 styles, 1 spirit. 2 branches, 1 tree.